Yeah, I'm live. So yes, this is Samaritan. I just want to give an update of yeah, for the apps basically I did some little work. So we have, let me start. So the normal process of creating one, I don't want to import. I usually clear them. So I'm just going to create a new Samaritan. Then we have, okay, my password, my keys. These are just um things we've seen before. So um info personal. So this is my encoded data saved in IPFS. This is, I want to modify my age to 23. I want to modify name to Jackson. Now I'll modify this. So um actually what I want to talk about is for the apps. So how the app works is, for now, how it is implemented is in the, like, on chain here I've created an app. Where's the app? I've created an app here called God of War, and this is the CID that the Samaritan operating system checks on chain for to know permissions of people. Like, this is Alice. This is Alice. Alice that has downloaded God of War, but Alice did not allow these permissions. Of course, just this thing, they're like very tightly coupled. Like, I'm hard coding a lot of things. I'm not using DIDs yet, so there's a lot of improvement to be done after this first wave. But this is like the end of my first programming, at least for me to have something I can now build on aggressively. So this is the CID God of War. This is what is going to be checked on chain. So what I'll do is, for the apps, I expect, like, this is an app, is an HTML file, but I expect the CID to be included in. So I'm just going to say God of War. So this is like a typical app. No, just so, like, apps will have some kind of signature or whatever, but it's contained their CID. So yeah, I just included this in the HTML document here. So I have this my data CID God of War. Yes, I think that is all. Now if you look at this app, so to speak, yes, this is the SDK. This the SDK, so this is very very basic. Yeah, this is just the SDK, just a simple thing. What the SDK does is, now these are the these are the two commands exposed. What this command does is, on launch of the app, all you have to do is initialize application. When you call initialize application, the SDK, I mean this the operating system will take this app CID, will query query the chain. Since the Samaritan is like, I mean, the OS is like a body for the Samaritan, which is like the spirit. So he knows he has the CID, and he can just automatically check on chain for permissions. So what this does is initialize application, checks on chain for it takes the CID, submits it on chain. I mean, doesn't submit, just checks for permission. So the details can either be error. So if, like, maybe if the permission is not passed, let me show you more. Yeah, so, like, yeah, Alice, so yeah, so this is what is going to use to index, I mean, to query the chain. And this is Alice. We have allow false here. So if, now let's look at the SDK briefly. So this is little SDK, initialize application, get app data. Yeah, so I think this is the place where you see is auth. Yeah, is it authenticated? So I'm sending the app CID, I'm sending the address of the user, which should be the DID. Yes, but we'll get there. So yeah, so this is the server which accepts it. So all I have to do is, where's my result? Yeah, this is my result function. So I just call query ability downloads. Yeah, so this is downloads that takes the CID. So yeah, so this is downloads on chain, the download struct. So indexed by, I mean, the download storage map indexed by, yeah, this. So we have, yeah, so it just checks is it authenticated. So let's go back to the app. So if the user, like, as if the permission is allowed, what happens is, the, the required details for the app, which is recorded on chain here, which is name and age, is actually returned to these details. Then the app can now use it for um whatever the app feels like using it for. So we also have one other function which is public authorized application. What this does is to it allows the user, because there's going to be like a kind of modal. So let me just show you. Um let me try to launch it. So we have launch, yeah, launch. Yes, so once I click launch, for now, so this is an iframe. So what I did is I created an iframe, then I loaded this HTML file as the application into the iframe. So what is the HTML file? It has the CID, of course, that the SDK looks for, which is God of War and which is on chain. So what happened now was when I clicked launch, it took the CID, the operating system took the CID, sent it on chain to check if the permission is granted or not. So yes, so I could actually authorize this. Um, yeah, I wanted to explain something. Okay, yes. So yeah, so I was trying to explain. So yeah, initialize application run actually when it's run. Because the user is not permitted to, like, on chain. I've not, like, the permission is not allowed for the app. So this is if detail error, which of course it will return error. Call the main function. This is just a simple main function, or console log details error. So just to be sure, I'm just going to inspect. To make sure that yes. So no auth was is the error that was logged to the browser. So now what I want to do is I want to authorize this. This is an event handler to register an event handler for click. So this is authorized application, which if you look at the SDK here, all it does is was the function authorized application. Yeah, all it does is it sends the app ID, it sends true, because now you are explicitly authorizing. So you are going to be changing, like you're going to be making a change on the on chain. Yes, that okay. I want Alice. I want God of War to be able to access Alice's name and age. So yes, so I'm just going to do that now. But okay. So this is the chain permissions, and I send it on chain. So this is ability chain permissions allow, and I sign it with my address. But now I commented this out actually because I was getting errors from the Polkadot.js library, and I was going to like debug. But what happens here is changing of permissions, whether to revoke or to allow, and I am going to allow here, because when I click authorize, yeah, the default is false. So I'm just going to change this to true. Yeah, I've changed it to true. The server is going to restart. The Node.js server is going to restart. So what this does is when I change permission, yes, yeah, and also I'm going to change this to true too. So just for just to test it, I'm just going to change this to true. So yeah, it always says true. So let's just wait for it to reload. Yes, so actually this should be automatic. But I'm having a little issue with the Polkadot.js library, so I just want to test it and make sure it works. Then I can debug and let it work automatically. But basically, what is to be done is for me to just authorize this, to just change this to allow, allow. This is my substrate function, change permission. Sorry, I shouldn't be like showing this. It's just that Node.js is starting, so for the time being, yeah, this change permission. So it takes a boolean and it takes the app CID and it modifies the download record. So let's just go back to check. Yes, my node server is back up. So let me just see it should work. Authorize. Good. So what happened is that when I clicked authorize on chain, I've allowed it. The app has been given the required data it needs, which is the name, which I changed here, which I created here. The name in like the name hard coded on IPFS and the age. So the app was supplied. So this is what happens in the code. Let me just show you. Yeah, this is our simple app. So what happened is once I once I clicked again, authorized application sent um told the operating system to send to change to allow on chain. Then I queried his auth again to check if truly it has been allowed on chain. Yes, and so the details was returned. The details were returned, the specific data. So this detail oh, yeah, is a global variable. Okay. Yes, so yeah, yes, so these details that was returned, that was what I was able to use to call main, which is yeah, so I just showed welcome, welcome, and if you look at it, detail contains an array of results. So because the what the app needed was name and age, so name was returned as the first element of the array and age was the second one. Yes, so this is it for now. Thanks.